Hello, everyone, and we'll cut the music. Cut the music. Where are you? Cut the music. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. Now, I'm a little late, if you haven't noticed, with this 50/50 Raffle update. I'm so sorry, but that's the truth of it. I had an appointment with my autistic son and my wife, and we had to get eye exams done. So that's why I'm running a little late. That's why I held the raffle off. I left the live stream running for the clock, even though I couldn't host it. But look into the ticket sales. It's coming over the wire. Okay, well, we have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that it's very, very nice outside. It stopped snowing for 5 seconds because we live in Calgary. Weather changes. They always tell you if the weather doesn't change, it will eventually change. Okay, so let's see, devices, traffic sources, store. Okay. So for the ticket raffle, anyone that's interested, anyone at all, anyone interested in the raffle draw? Okay, so the raffle draw was supposed to happen at 6 o'clock this afternoon. Unfortunately, we postponed it for 1 hour. 5:30 is when we come on and make an announcement because the cutoff is 5:30, but we didn't sell any tickets for November 24th. We have a 24-hour rotation over, so it's a carryover. Every time we don't make our quota, which is 21,000 ticket sales, we have to sell 21,000 tickets. Each ticket is worth about half a pound. Roughly half a pound. 63 cents, 64 cents US, and 88 cents Canadian. And if you want to know the breakdown of it, it's on information on the website. So we can click on it if you like. But more than likely, we do this. Okay. So we're not able to host the raffle because we didn't make enough sales. We have to do 21,000 in sales combined. So if it takes us a week to come up with 21,000, it takes us a week. It should only, because we're worldwide, this should be happening very quickly. You get into SHIB, you have a second wallet, you use it for the raffle. Transfer the money over from that wallet. If you want us to send you the money to a different wallet, you have to specify in your comments when you're buying a ticket, please. If you don't specify, we are going to send the money that you win from the raffle straight to the same wallet address we have on file. Please understand that concept. Okay. We don't like carryovers to take over somewhere else, to send it somewhere else, unless you specify. You have to specify. So we keep that in mind when we're hosting the 50/50 raffle draws. And I want to welcome every single person on here. We are you don't have to buy a ticket. Hey, Rowena, thanks for coming. Thanks for Rowena purchase. Awesome to see people come back. Love it. And without further ado, we'll get right into today's top events on what's actually happening. We do offer 80% of all the proceeds from the YouTube and Facebook channel solely dedicated to the SHIB community. So by doing that, hey, Wena, thank you. Shout out to the host. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who comes in and takes part in this. This is an amazing opportunity for every single person on the planet. Even if you don't buy a ticket, at least show us your support. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Every single person should be commenting on the channel and taking part in the raffle draws. Okay, in some form, shape, or other. Because if we host it, it's going to be even more exciting for everybody. Hold on, I'll be right with you. So, Jason, thanks for coming, buddy. Woo! Big shout out to Jason. All right. So, without further ado, we'll get right into our main event. So, normally we'd host and say a lot of positive things about the community because, we love to build our community even bigger and stronger and faster. Having every single person on the planet involved in this would be awesome. 13 to 14 million people. No, we want hundreds of millions, billions, even like 1 or 2 billion people in here. With that much traction, we would gain that much more in validity and we would solidify our positions in SHIB. And that would be massive because not only would we get to reduce the circulating supply without doing anything, 80% of everything collected from this channel goes into the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. That's a big thing. The other thing is how do we keep the integrity going? Showing you just exactly how much I make from the YouTube channel. And then doing a reset. So we would see the burn wallet address being announced and then seeing it actually being burned. And then we would watch it on SHIB burn. Now they changed this concept. If you looked at SHIB burn recently, they have taken away the total circulating supply. You notice that? The total circulating supply, and then they have the active circulating supply minus the 5,414,940,509,152. Okay, they took that out. I don't know why they took it out of the SHIB burn supply. God knows why they took that out, but someone probably said something to the SHIB burn portal or whatever. But here's where it is. So each of the wallets that burn are listed on this side. So we would have our wallet here with the burn that shows you just how much we've accumulated and then how much we burned. So that's what we would do here. They burned in 15 hours. We burned 1,990,805. And then yesterday, we burned 3,656,033. Now, it adds value to SHIB, absolutely. How much value did it add? Well, when you have 589 trillion SHIBs outstanding, it doesn't add very much to the value, but it does add value, guys. 169 million adds value. That's why the raffle is so important, because we want to get there faster. Everybody wants to be a millionaire quicker. Well, we want to get you there too, as quickly as humanly possible. How are we going to do that? Well, we are going to, thanks Disclosure for coming. Woo! Let me look at Guaranteed Networks again. Just give me a second, buddy. All right. So yeah, thanks to Gary. Thanks to Disclosure Crypto. Thanks for coming. Big shout out to you, buddy. We'll get into the Gary network. Okay, just to give me a brief second. We don't like talking about others disclosure, other cryptocurrencies. Not because I don't know. I truly don't know enough about them to get into specifics. But it looks okay. But please do your own due diligence when you're looking at other stuff. We are dedicated to the SHIB family, SHIB community. I want to make you a millionaire. I want to make everybody in here a multimillionaire. How am I going to do that? How am I possibly going to do that? Well, one, we are going to reduce the circulating supply once we get those raffle tickets going. Once we drive enough people to this channel, we're going to burn 80% of the circulating supply of SHIB. So that in itself, with the amount of people that are coming in every single day, and we'll get right into that, how many people are buying SHIB. So we'll go into the wallets. Now, these aren't people. These are wallets, guys. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at them. These are wallet addresses. So we have 1,436,855 wallet holders. Woo! Shout out. Keep it going. Keep it pumped. That's awesome. That means that you are adding value. Everybody that's in SHIB is adding value to the currency because we are, without a doubt, in it to win it. In it to win it. Yeah, okay. Okay, disclosure. Okay. So yeah, we're in it to win it. So when we're in SHIB, we are totally dedicated to getting everybody hooked up and into it as they should be, right? Because what is SHIB doing? If it's increasing demand, it's increasing the people that are buying it. So if there's an increase in buying it, that means you're going to have zero chance. You have a absolutely positive chance of selling it because of the demand so high. So that demand has to be all the time building. Okay, we'll get into the price of SHIB. We'll also talk about Gary networks, even though I promised that I wouldn't do that. Okay, so Bitcoin, 95,000. Here, I'll check, change the link, start trading, start sharing this link. Okay. What happened to? Oh, there we go. All right. So right now I'm sharing the link with Bitcoin, BTC. Bitcoin's at 95,284. Ethereum, 3,462. This was another repeat of yesterday. It had a little bit of a spike up, kind of stabilized, and now we got a little bit of a retraction. Okay. When you get a little bit of retraction, it just means that it's got a bubble. So what happens is the sellers are winning right now. But what that means is it's got to hit support and then bounce off of that support. And then it hit the resistance at 99,000 and then bounce off of that, then hit it again. If it does it three times, we have a breakout. Okay. We are at two times. I believe we're at two times. We hit 99,000. If we get to a third, this is where it should spike. It's called the head and shoulders in the marketplace. So once it hits it three times, it usually means that it's headed above the 100,000 because that's the trigger, right? The same thing with SHIB. SHIB gets close to the 1 cent mark. It's going to do the exact same thing. It's going to hit it and then bounce down. Hit it, bounce down. Hit it, and it won't come close. It'll be like 8, 2 zeros, 8, 2 zeros. It won't even go to 9. It'll be 2 zeros, 8, 8, 8, or 8, 8, 9, 9, or something like that. It won't get close. Once it gets close to 9, 9, 4, 9, 5, 9, 6, what'll happen is you get this huge bust out of it because you'll have all these trillions of SHIB being sold at the 1 cent level. And once that's gone, it's gone. Unless we start selling raffle tickets, then you'll see it explode, literally explode. We have to sell 21,000 tickets to host a raffle, but we want to sell millions, billions of SHIB tickets because it gets us there a much, much faster, guys. Because if you're able to sell 5 or 6 billion SHIB tickets worldwide, you got no supply in a very short period of time. I'm talking days. If you're able to do that consecutively for it would take us days to come up with the winners and then the massive burn right after. But everything would be done live. So the first couple draws would be the same night. Then a few more, then a few more, then a few more. And it would take us a long time. I'd have to hire a whole bunch of people. So we have to get clarification on those numbers. And then everything will be done live. So it's all transparent. Okay, guys. So it's not like once we got the numbers, all we got to do is read from them and make sure that each person gets their money, their entitlement, right? So they get their SHIB. It's very important that we give out the right amount of information to the right amount of people because if you send me, if you bought tickets through a different wallet, and then you tell me, I won, can you please send it to this wallet address? And I'll say, I have to keep this in mind. I got to send that same wallet address back to him. And then he's going to tell me, yes, that this is the wallet address I want you to use, because I got to make sure that it is 100% legit, because once that is sent to him and that's not his wallet address, I can't send him another amount for the same. That's not how it works. So got to remember that. And then if I got 3,000 winners or 4,000 winners to distribute 1 million pounds to, in SHIB, that's like 56, 67 million SHIB. Billion SHIB out to them, or out to them, or out to her, or out to him, whatever. Whoever wins, I got to send that to wherever country they're in. And that takes time. Okay. And especially if they're just using the same wallet, it's not a problem. Okay. But if they want to transfer it from a different wallet, they go, no, I want my winnings in this, or I want to split it. And I'll tell them, we don't split winnings. Okay. You want it distributed by 2 or 3 wallets? I can't do that for you. What you're going to have to do is accept it. It's going to say pending, because they're not going to let you trade it for a little while because of the amount that it is. And this is why I didn't want to do 30 million, 50 million, because I know for a fact they're going to hold it for like 6 months or 4 months or 3 months because of the amount that it is. So they want to make sure that that amount goes to this address, and that gets stuck on the exchange, and then it makes me look bad. It makes the whole it just looks bad on all of us. We want to make sure that you get it the same day that it says pending, and within 6 or 7 days you have the money. It's 1 million pounds, guys. So it's, and that's the max that we pay out. Now the burns can go up to 50 billion, 50 trillion SHIB, 100 trillion SHIB, 200 trillion SHIB. Can't exceed the 294 trillion right now, because that's 50. So you got to think of it. Okay, that's 50. So that means that the whole supply is gone, because now it's sitting on what we're paying out to what is actually being reduced. So you have to understand. That's why we can only sell so many tickets, because once it gets to that 290 threshold, or 287 trillion threshold, that's the amount that we have to cut it off, right? That's the max. And then because there's so many SHIB that are being staked right now, and I don't know how long they're going to be staked for, but once everybody starts to see that we're reducing that much SHIB, you can better believe it that everybody's going to start coming into SHIB in a massive, massive droves. So that's why I keep telling everybody that we're part of that adoption, where we're going to increase the demand. And we're talking about adoption tonight. Again, you can still buy your Taylor Swift tickets online with SHIB. You can still buy your Katy Perry tickets with SHIB. You can still take part in buying a Ferrari. Only certain parts of the states. I think the Sunline Belt. Okay. McDonald's, Burger King, and I don't know if it's Wendy's. No, BP's, except SHIB as payment. But nobody wants to go down in history as the pizza, Bitcoin pizza guy. Nobody wants to go down in history. But you have lots of sellers right now, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of crying going on later. Okay, so we'll get right into Bitcoin. As you can see, it's gone up 100 points just since the last time I talked. 94,584, 3,445. Solana 237.44, BNB 643.65, XRP. Anyone interested in XRP? $1.44. Doge 40 cents. Cardano 97.42 cents. Not dollars, 97 cents. Avalanche, $42.67. Tron, anyone interested, is at 19 cents, almost 20. Toncoin, $6.22. XLM, 50 cents. And our SHIB is at 14. 402.522, which is only up a fraction. Well, in my opinion, it's not up at all, but that's just me. And SHIB should never go down. Why? Why should SHIB never go down? Why is SHIB undervalued right now? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, and we're going to go look at Bitcoin Cash is 501.90. That's number 17. DOT is at $8.41. We got Chainlink at 17.72. SUI $3.23. Pepe 540.1931. Near Protocol, Near $6.61. Leo $8.09. Litecoin $94.55. $94.56. And Uniswap at 23 at 11.47. APT, anyone interested in APT? $12.04. Internet computing. The internet computing 8 months ago was sitting in number 12 or 11 spot. And now it's back to 25. 11.87 for ICP. Okay, we'll go into Gary. Okay, hold on a second. We'll go look up. Gary. Okay. Okay, so Gary Network. GARI is at 1 cent 07 down on the day. 17.01. Okay, so anyone interested in Gary, please do your own due diligence. Please look at the graph. See how many see how many holders they have. If they have under 5,000, that's not good for the amount of wallet holders. That means that it's only a select few on the top, mostly the friends and family of the coin and the spread, right? So just to keep that in mind. They do have a market cap of 5.10 million, which is impressive. In a coin. Let's go back. Let's go back up the bus. Back up the bus. Oh, it looks like they're brand new. Right? Been around for a while. Since the April 2023, 22nd. Okay, so hold on a second here. April 2022. Okay. So we look at the 7-day chart. We can see that had a big spike up to almost 3 cents. And then it's come down, and it had the second top at 1.5 cents. And they've been floating in and out of that 1.5 cent range. From November 21st. Yeah, so they've been around that 1.5. And they never broke above the 2.5. So their breakout would be anything over 1.9. So anything over 2 cents is a breakout. for Gary. I hope you're happy with that disclosure. That little debriefing. Mexico, everyone. Babe's channel. Big shout out. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Thanks, Babes. Always good to see my fan base build from humble beginnings. Right now, I have 404 subscribers, which is awesome. Woo! Which is awesome that everybody's getting the word out about the SHIB 50/50 raffle, that we're not just a raffle, we also are a massive communications and a massive educational platform to inspire, to empower, to get everybody in SHIB as well. This shirt that you're looking at in the background, that is from Shibling.com, just so that everybody is aware. That's from Shibling. So if you want a t-shirt from Shibling, you have to go to customs. The shirt is there. Okay, I think it's still $42 for the shirt. It's good. It looks good. It's awesome. Just make sure that when you're washing it, you turn it inside out to maintain its color. Just so that you're aware. Anyway, thanks, Shibling. I don't know if they've come on or anything, but they are usually talking to me or usually make a message saying thank you so much for supporting Shibling. Anyone who reduces SHIB circulating supply gets my thumbs up. Okay. Anybody that is reducing the circulating supply gets huge thumbs up. Everybody should be supporting them. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. Clay Bro came out and made a huge thing for the adoption of SHIB with the reduction from Amazon, which is beautiful, guys. I mean, anyone buying anything from Amazon, the links are on the website. The links are also on his channel, Claybro 883 everywhere. So you go on X, you can check him out. Again, big shout out to him, right? Massive shout out. Anyone that's doing anything to make sure that you're getting your money's worth and making sure you're building the community even stronger is helping you out. So anyone helping you out, of course, you want to help them out, no matter what or what's going on. It's just that simple. If we're helping each other out, we're reducing the circulating supply of SHIB in massive numbers. In last year alone, Amazon did $575 billion in net sales. So if they did $5.75 billion net sales, that would be half the supply gone. If we started last year with everybody coming on board and using those links, you imagine how much SHIB would be worth right now? With half the supply gone, we're down to 287 trillion SHIB left. And then the raffle starts. Are you kidding me? This would be phenomenal. I was expecting when I started this, I thought that for sure that the whole community of the whole SHIB ecosystem, anyone in SHIB would be supporting the raffle. Every single person, because why? It increases your wealth. Anything that's going to increase your wealth by reducing the circulating supply while driving demand to it, I thought for sure every single person would take advantage of it. I thought for sure there's no way this opportunity is going to slip through their fingers and find new holes or find new gaps in what was going on. I didn't think that was going to be humanly possible. So tonight is about adoption. That's what this is about, guys. Because we didn't make enough raffle ticket sales, in order for us to host a raffle draw, we have to sell 21,000 tickets. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but when you think about it, we're less than a lottery ticket, guys. We're offering less than a lottery ticket. So it's half a pound. If you look at it for the US point of view, it's 62 cents. I mean, which raffle can you buy for 62 cents? Anywhere in the States, right? Anywhere. That's a massive thing. Even if you go to a stadium and you get into a raffle, how much is a ticket? Usually it's $1 a ticket to support the Boys and Girls Club, to support the Cubs or Girl Scouts or the local nonprofit organizations around the world. And we want to educate every single person that SHIB is for the entire planet, not just for this area. And it's not just consistent of your city, your town. It's the world. 8 billion people. And we want to get there before the organizations find out about it. And they will find out about it because they're just skeptical right now because they're scared of the amount of liquidity and the amount of volatility that each of these cryptos have. But SHIB, our moneymaker, doesn't have the same aspects of the drawbacks that Bitcoin has, that Ethereum has, that any of the other currencies have. Okay, there's a new currency coming out. They said that their game, you can reduce the circulating supply. But I want you to keep in mind, okay, if you guys read the description of the channel when you first logged in, it talks about governance. Now, what does non-governance mean? Non-governance means that you don't hold anything in the company. No CEO, no CFO, no administration fees, no wages, no ties, no one to manipulate what's going on behind closed doors. There is no closed doors. It's open book. SHIB is an open book. Every investor for investors. I can't express that enough to people. They just don't get it. So I want to make sure you understand and you're clear. When you buy SHIB, you are buying the future. So no matter how you look at it, you are a step in the right direction. You are taking on that massive adoption on your own because you realize, hey, they don't have a CEO. The CEO threw away the numbers and quit. As soon as he did that, Vladimir Putin was given half the supply. What did he do with it? He reduced the circulating supply of SHIB with it. Then he gave the other away, the other half of it away. $90 trillion he gave away. 90 trillion SHIB he gave away. He gave half of it to India. Now, India is still sitting on a mountain of it. Okay, so they were, I think, 40 trillion and then 50 trillion given to a company. And I'm not sure about the company's name, but I'm sure it'll be brought up later on. And what I understand from them, they sold a lot of it on the market. So it's still on the marketplace. And there's still 5 trillion SHIB being staked. And it's being staked on the ecosystem development side. So you have to understand that, right? That whole concept there. And this is why the exchanges haven't caught on. If the exchanges caught on, SHIB's price would be a lot higher than what it is right now. And they haven't caught. So that's a positive sign for you. Positive sign for everybody. When you see that people aren't educated and you start seeing it trading like influxing and then going down, coming up, going down, coming up, going up, going up, going down, going up, because people aren't educated. That's how you know they're not educated. If they were, in theory, SHIB should go which way? Only one way, right? It shouldn't go straight up. I grant it, okay? Nothing goes straight up unless there's something behind it, some news, some event. And realistically, SHIB should never go straight up. Only if it's been held by exchanges and the exchanges are the ones buying it from you. And that's going to happen eventually. You're going to have other problems, though. The bank's going to buy it. Organizations from all over the world are going to buy it. Even nonprofit organizations are going to buy it because it's going to add value to their currency. So every time they buy it, it's going to add value to their currency, which is going to increase the amount that's going to be consumed from them. So it tells you right there that we're in the beginning stages of this and it's going to explode, but we don't know when. None of us have a crystal ball and none of us know exactly when it's going to happen. But do you want to be in it or do you want to be trading it? If you want to be trading it, hey, all the power to you, but I want to let you know what you're trading. And that's what the education part of it is. I'm not your financial advisor, and SHIB is way too small. It's like if you looked at it and you measured it to a pink sheet, it's below a pink sheet. Okay. So in that aspect, no one covers pink sheets. No analyst will ever cover a pink sheet until that pink sheet becomes solidified. Okay. SHIB will solidify every organization on the planet, banks included, and same with country codes. Absolutely will happen. But when? Again, No one has a crystal ball, and no one's going to. And the thing is that because of the volatility, nobody wants to really touch it or even sink their teeth into it. There's a couple analysts that I've heard of on Bloomberg, even the NASDAQ, the guys that cover the NASDAQ, Jim Cramer. Anything under $50, high risk to them. Even if it's got $1 billion valuation, they still high risk, because most of those $50 billion companies are sitting on $3 billion in debt. So yeah, they got $1 billion liquidity, but you're sitting on $3 billion in debt. You have zero value, and your stock is sitting at $25 to $30. That's the problem. And then the airline companies, same problem. Now, how can they solidify themselves? Well, they can buy SHIB, but they're not going to, because they don't understand it. And if they don't understand it, they're not going to sink their teeth into it until somebody educates them. And then they might dip their fingers in it, but not before the exchanges do, because the exchanges are going to want it all. They know, and I know, they have to hold an enormous amount of SHIB to sell it and buy it from every single person that's buying and selling it. They have to own it. So in order for them to avoid the gas tax from Ethereum, from other exchanges or other platforms, they have to own their own, so they can sell it and buy it from the same people. So when a new wallet comes into Robinhood, the first thing they're going to see is the list of cryptocurrencies that they cover, and you can bet for sure that SHIB is going to be on the top of that list. That's because they want you to buy SHIB, and they want you to use their platform to buy it. And when you buy it, they offer you a lower fee, because there's no gas fee that they've already paid that gas fee for you a long time ago. That's why it's sitting on their exchange. So what's happening is, I'm still charging you a gas fee, but it's very, very small. Well, thanks, Disclosure. That's awesome. One utility. So, okay. Interesting. Thanks for sharing, Disclosure. That's awesome. So somebody else wants to check in on Gary, more than happy to. But remember that I don't back it up. So please take that with a grain of salt. Okay. Anything that comes up on a different level, I don't cover it. I only cover SHIB, and SHIB has utility, Disclosure, just so that you know. And this is how you know they have it. Okay, so if you went back earlier in the video, I showed you the burn, SHIB burn, the 3 wallets that actually reduce the circulating supply. So those 3 wallets are dead-end wallets. They don't go anywhere. Once it's gone, when SHIB is gone, it's gone. It's got no governance. So once it's gone, it's gone. It's never coming back. No replenishment for it at all. Zero. Okay, so it's always reducing its circulating supply. That's why it's got utility, but a lot. I mean, even influencers miss it. And Leonard Buterin did it for you. He did a beautiful thing for the whole SHIB community. You have no idea how much he did for you when he burned 410 trillion. It wasn't the amount that he burned, even though a lot of people sit there and go, well, that is a massive undertaking in itself. It's an awesome event, what he did for the rest of the whole community. Absolutely. What is going on with the development now of SHIB is the adoption, the worldwide adoption. And then more and more people that come in and buy SHIB, the more and more we adopt. So think of it this way. Your confidence in your currency to dictate where your currency goes. It makes sense? So the more confidence you have in your currency, like the U.S., they got rid of the gold standard back in 1970 from Nixon. Why did they do that? Because they didn't want to base it in gold. They thought that it was going to restrict the U.S. From lending. And it did, because all your assets had to be in gold. So for every dollar had to be accumulated from gold. So either one or two things are going to happen. Either it's going to drive the price of gold up, because they want to borrow more money, but they got to they got to increase the price to offset the balance. They didn't want to do that because they didn't want to manipulate gold prices. So what they did was manipulating the gold price. No, we'll put confidence in the US dollar on a worldwide scale so that they can lend it out to other countries and then take on debt based on that. So that's exactly what happened. So the places that they were given debt to, a lot of places couldn't pay them back. So then all of a sudden it becomes a deficit disorder. And then what happens is the states takes on too much debt, and then their GDP has to balance that out. So that confidence became their worldwide vision. Makes sense? So that everybody was using the US dollar as their balance. So there you go in retrospect to what was going on with gold and the US dollar. And the dominance for SHIB is that it's reducing its circulating supply. So therefore adding value to it every single day. But the adoption part of it is where people start getting more confident using it. It becomes a currency that people can actually sink their teeth into. Oh, I can actually go out and buy this. I can actually go out and do this. And then the thing with SHIB is everybody in the world has come up with an adoption to reduce the circulating supply on every single transaction. So I want you to think about that. If we were worldwide, we had 24 hours a day where we could be burning SHIB supply. And if 50 million or 500 million or a billion people had SHIB in some range, and they were able to go to the movie theaters and use it to buy, okay, you can take their SHIB, 80 cents, 90 cents that SHIB is worth, or $1 or $5 or $10 that SHIB is worth. Take a portion of that and buy your ticket, right? I need 1.4 SHIB. Okay, so they take it in. The spread they keep. Okay, so you lose the spread. So whatever that spread is when on the ATM machine or whatever, that spread you lose. So it's $1, $2, whatever that spread is, you lose it. Half of that is reduced in SHIB circulating supply, just like that. Okay, that goes towards the reduction of SHIB circulating supply in the back end. So what happens is that goes towards the back end of the office, of not their office, but if you looked at the computer systems, it'd be the back office. So, and then it gets shifted over after it accumulates so much, it gets shifted over to, if it's an outlet store or if it's a chain store, it'll get shifted over to the master. Then once it's in the master then reduces the circulating supply of SHIB every week, depending on wherever that threshold is. So if it's at $1,000, $5,000, wherever that threshold is, that's when it's going to start burning it. I would think of probably around $2,000 to $3,000, depending on how much liquidity is. It'll probably be in that range. So it'll take a while for it to accumulate, but you remember this is global. So the adoption part of it would be insane. Okay, never mind the exchanges. The exchanges are going to run rampant because it's 24/7, guys. So each exchange holds 5 or 6 trillion SHIB just so they can buy without paying the fees. So then they charge you very little fees, but then they use it to reduce the circulating supply because that's not their money. You understand that? That's not their money. So if it's not their money and they're building their wealth, because they still have 5 or 6 trillion SHIB sitting in there. I can't explain to you enough. That is the way it is. It's just that simple. That's all they do. It's just going to keep it, reduce it, keep it, reduce it, keep it, reduce it. So they're making money off of your money, building their wealth while you're sinking ship. But you understood what you were selling when you sold it. You sold something for no value for something of value. And that's on you, right? That's on every single person. I'm Will, your host, and thank you so much for attending this amazing opportunity. We'll get into some theatrics of what we're going to do, what we're going to see, what we're going to plan for the future with SHIB. And we want to give a big shout out to Trump for winning the election, right? Cryptocurrency. He's going to do massive things for Bitcoin, or so he says. Well, it's a wait and see kind of thing. We did spike up with the economy, so way to go with that. Like we not the economy, with the stock market. Stock market took off, went up like 30%. It's come back down a little bit. Hey, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin did the same thing. Bitcoin right now should be over 100,000. Anyone agree? Bitcoin should be over 100,000 right now. Any reason why? The anticipation, guys. We are getting closer to that deadline. The 6th of January, right? That 20th of January, the inauguration day. We're getting closer to that date. Once we get closer to that date, that's a big day for the whole market, because that's the president that's going to be setting down all those executive decisions from the president. That none of us forgot what Joe Biden did. Stop the drilling. Stop the drilling. Yodel. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. This has been fun. We want to have fun. We want to bring everybody in. Whole idea of this is to bring everybody into SHIB, bring everybody to the channel. Remember that 80% of whatever we make on this channel, that's from people donating money, sending me money, everything. 80% of the total net worth is going to the reduction of the SHIB circulating supply to benefit everybody in SHIB. And that's my promise to you. That's my guarantee to the whole network. And that is how we're going to win when it comes to SHIB. We want to reduce the circulating supply, add value to the holders. Decreasing the supply adds value to the holders. Bringing more people in adds value to the holders. Who benefits from SHIB's price skyrocketing? Every single one of us that's in SHIB. How much do you want to own in SHIB? You don't need a lot, because the risk tolerance has to weigh in on you. You can literally lose your shirt in crypto, and there's no lie about that. No one lies about that. They all say the same thing. You just got to be careful who you put your money with. Crow is good, but it can change just like that. Crow, I looked at Crow and said that they're part of the CBDC, because Crow is backed in backed in US currency. Okay, USDC is Crow, and they're backed in US currencies. So keep that in mind. Binance, you can say the same thing with Binance. Binance is liquid because they're all in Europe, so it's all the UE, right? The EU, UE. So you're gonna have fun in this on this channel, whether you like it or not. I talked about Kramer last Friday. He mentioned, hey, it's time to buy Bitcoin. And what did Bitcoin do? Sell, sell, sell. That guy's crazy. That guy, every time he says something, you do the opposite. You run away with the show. Talked about that yesterday. I thought it was funny. Because the guy is, every time he says something, you'll do the opposite. You probably make money. It's a good time to short Bitcoin. But now it's the time to buy Bitcoin, because we're running into Tuesday. We usually get a run up now. And realistically, Bitcoin should be over 1,000, only because of Trump. He's setting the market, and come on, guys. I mean, Elon Musk is going to help out reduce the amount of spending from the Federal Reserve, and it's gone outrageous. Did you see the countdown today? Anybody watch Fox News or CNN or Bloomberg? U.S. just touched over $36 trillion in debt. Okay, they make 26 trillion GDP. They're $8 trillion over the GDP, which means they would have to come up with $8 trillion just to break even, just to be dead even. So in order to be broke, you have to come up with $8 trillion, and now they're broke. So they're beyond broke. They're beyond reason. It's gone insane. And how can they get out of it? Well, SHIB could get them out if they knew what SHIB was and what SHIB could do. Just by lending to themselves, take on SHIB, buy all of it. And I mean, they would have to pretty much buy it all. Like they would have to buy pretty close to 500 to 540 trillion SHIB just to get out of the mess they're in 4 years. But they could do it. And then everybody would be like, well, why would they do that? Be like, well, because now they can lend themselves the debt that they owe the other countries at a lower rate than what they're getting charged with from the countries that are overbearing on them. So it would drive their interest down. So it wouldn't accumulate as fast. And they could offset it by reducing the circulating supply. If they did that, what would happen to SHIB? Because they own a lot of it, they reduce the circulating supply, would increase the value of it. And they want to increase it to what? 15 trillion. So you can think what SHIB's price would be if they reduced it and brought it up to 15 trillion market cap. Because then they're out of debt, and now SHIB's value is 15 to 16 trillion dollars, which would be more than what they would need to get themselves back on track to where they need to be. And they'd have to sell it, but they would reduce it to sell it. Do you understand the concept of the power of SHIB now? Do you understand that? That's what this educational tutorial is all about, is to bring people in understanding what's going on. And if you think I'm mad, right, just do the math yourself. It's pretty simple. You have that much supply, and then you want to reduce it, but it's not worth anything right now. So you can buy it for like a song and a dance, like literally $20 billion. I mean, they're paying that in interest. 30 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion, 60 billion, 70 billion, 80 billion dollars. And they would own it all within like 100 billion. You can't buy $100 billion worth of Bitcoin and own it. You still only own a fraction of Bitcoin. But with SHIB, you can buy it all for 20, 30, 40 billion dollars, 50, 60 billion dollars. You don't own it all, because everybody would be dumping it because they think that it's not going to go anywhere. Oh, it's a pump and dump. Like 80% of the people who are bought into SHIB look at it as a pump and dump. And that's not word of a lie. They have no idea what they're buying. Like even the influencers have no idea what they're buying. They're going, oh, it'll never get there. Yes, it will. You're just not paying attention to it. You're just not seeing it for what it is. But somebody out there will. I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer, and I saw it. So I know for a fact others see it. And guess who is the number one contributor in buying it now? Binance, and they just burnt 1.85 billion SHIB. They just burned it. Robinhood and BlackRock, they are taking it over by storm. So if you don't think that they are, start looking at this. Start looking at this thread here. This is the top 100 wallet holders. Okay, so if you don't think that they're buying it from you, they are. 10 million was just contributed to the dead-end wallets. I'm sharing this link with you because I want you to see the first wallet on here. The first wallet holder, the biggest wallet holder, is 410 trillion, 425 billion SHIB. That is the burn wallet address, guys. Now, it doesn't accumulate the other two. Okay, so we don't know exactly how much is in there, but you can go on the SHIB burn and it'll tell you how much they've burned in total. 410 trillion, 738 billion, 17 million, 793,712. Okay, so we'll go right back into the top 100 wallet holders. Top 100 wallet holders, the first one that you see is the 410 trillion. Notice that there's 300 million missing. 300 billion missing. Sorry, 300 billion missing from there. So you got to keep that in mind. The other 300 billion is between the other two wallets, just so you know, they didn't go anywhere. And of course, all of these follow suit. 543 billion. So they're under this, okay? Because there's only like 300 and something. 400 something billion, but it's split between two wallets. So they're not on this list. They're not anywhere in here. So if you're looking for them, you won't find them. But they're there, and there's 300 billion sitting in there. Okay, so then the next one is BlackRock, 42 trillion. 42 trillion. 953. Then it's Binance at 41 trillion 920. Then it's Robinhood, and Robinhood and BlackRock are owned. Okay, 39 trillion. Now, what happens with these is if you go down further down the list, you'll see almost the exact same number minus, which means all it's doing is changing wallets. OKX has acquired 3 trillion in the last week or so. There's some manipulation going on there. Absolutely manipulation going on there. Any exchange that wants their money's worth need about 20 trillion. Then they can buy it and sell it to everybody who's coming into their exchange. And this solidifies them. This gives them utility. This gives them reason, because with that, it gives them the amount of buying pressure that they would otherwise be missing out on. And with a currency that's reducing in circulating supply, they will always have a constant money grab on there. Once they sell it, though, if they get into trouble and they sell it, you will see it, because it will be literally trillions of SHIB being sold. Okay, they will be dumping it. So that protects you as a holder when they not when they sell it, but you'll be able to see it. So then you can say, oh, maybe it'd be a good time to get out, take a little bit of profit off the table. Because if they're selling that much of it, I can take some off the table. We're going to see a 30% pullback. That's true. Okay, because they're taking that much off the table, it will set a precedent for everybody else to start removing it. But just be careful that once it gets to 30% to 40%, you're not sitting there going, well, it may go lower. That might be a mistake, because you know who else is thinking the same thing? The same ones that sold it. Yeah, the same jackass that sold it, trillions of it, is now looking at buying it all back. So you got to keep that in mind, because they have a point where they won't let it go any further before they start accumulating it. And then if they start burning it, that means there's even less supply for you to grab onto. So I want you to keep that in mind. I'm Will, your host. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I want to thank each and every one of you. Have a great, wonderful evening. This host for tomorrow, we're going to talk about, what should we talk about? We'll talk about the ins and outs of, hold on, bear with me, the informational guidelines. We won't talk about the rules and conditions. Tomorrow we'll talk about the informational guidelines. So more like adoption, but on a little different note. We want to say congratulations to Trump. We want to say congratulations to the SHIB community for paying attention. And let's get out there and let's get burning some SHIB, eh? Let's get burning some SHIB so that we can solidify ourselves as a growing community, as a growing family. And that's what we want to see. More and more people come in, more and more people take advantage of us and the knowledge that we share with the world. And that's all we can ask. So we want to say God bless every single one of you. Jesus loves you all. And live long and prosper. Don't forget to hit the smash like button and subscribe to the channel. Remember that we are reducing SHIB with every subscription, every like, and every comment. As long as we are building a community, we will grow as a community throughout the whole world. We want to say a big shout out, Rocco. Want to say thank you so much, Rowena Purchase. Thank you so much, Winna. Thanks, Jason, for coming. Woo! Thanks, Disclosure. Woo! Thanks, Babes Channel. Woo! Rock on! And peace to every single person out there. Thank you, and have a great and wonderful evening.